What's up, you guys, and welcome to my channel for the first time. That's kind of weird. I don't know. I should probably start by saying that this speed paint is from last June. So this was actually the second actual piece that I ever made in Procreate, like real art piece. If you're interested in seeing what my Procreate art looks like, I will show you some of that sometime in this video. Not sure when yet, but it will be sometime. Some of it is Miraculous Ladybug themed, so if you're interested in seeing that, keep watching. Alright, this is my character Jace. He is from the novel that I'm working on, and he's a fae, hence his little pointy ears, and he's a fae mage, but it's hard to explain that without like going into detail about my series. If you want to see more art for that, I have some old traditional art for it on my Instagram at Lunar Echo, 2 underscores between the words, if you are ever looking for more of my art. I love that random like little stroke that just went across the screen. That's great. That's like quality artist right there, is like accidentally drawing with my finger as I tried to zoom in. I bet that's what was happening. Also, I wish Procreate had an easier way to fill in colors underneath layers that have like line art, for instance. You can make that layer a reference layer. So for instance, if I had made the layer with his hair, which is always separate for me than like the rest of the line art, because I tend to change hair if I like don't like it later, you can make that layer a reference layer, and then the things that you paint bucket like fill underneath it will stay within those lines. But then you have to change it from a reference layer and like make the next layer a reference layer, and then at the end you have to like completely make them not reference layers to get everything to still work correctly. Or at least as far as I know, I'm still kind of learning all of this stuff. Also, since I'm still pretty new to this, please leave a comment down below and let me know if you like my overlay, if you think I should change something about my overlay to improve it and make it better. Also, please let me know if you like the voiceover, or if you prefer voiceovers with speed paints, or if you would rather I cut the voiceover out altogether, or I'm an INTP, there's a lot of options here. Should I do half voiceover and then when there's like a lull or I don't have anything to talk about, would you prefer music there? How do I decide where the best places for that are? To show you what that would look like, I'll demonstrate now. See, you're gonna see a lot in this video, me like having fun with the random like splotchy brushes and leaf brushes and cloud brushes that Procreate has to offer. I think these are some of my favorite eyes that I've done digitally, probably to this day still. Not the actual shape of the eyes, but like how I colored them. I change how I color eyes in every single painting, because the first time I was learning to color eyes digitally, which is kind of in this painting but also in the really horrible paintings I did before it, I was looking at tutorials, and they were very specific tutorials for very specific types of eyes. So I would look at the tutorial and then work on the eye, and look at the tutorial and work on the eye. And so I didn't actually learn how to do it, I just followed the tutorial. And then with every new set of eyes, I would find a new tutorial. And so I just get really confused, I guess, because my background is from Copics, and hair and eyes are both really easy for for me to understand how to color with Copics. Like, the mechanics of it and how to make them look good just makes more sense to me. But digitally, I think it looks kind of boring to try to do eyes like that, so I'm always looking for new ways to like improve how they look. And I was kind of hoping that if I looked at enough tutorials, eventually I would like find a combo method of all of them that works well for me, but instead I just keep forgetting how to paint them. So yeah, that's great. Because this speed paint is older, this is not an accurate like representation of what my art looks like anymore. Now my art looks like this, and I am really happy with some of the art I've been making lately. It's been really fun. I just have to stay consistently motivated. I'm hoping having a posting schedule for YouTube will, I don't know, inspire me to make more art, because it's like another place that I can use my art, and like I like watching my own speed paints. I think it's kind of fun. I'm like, oh, did I make that decision? Did I color outside the lines on his little glove? Like, we'll see. I don't know. And I just think that's like kind of nice. See, I don't know. I was still getting used to like layer properties in Procreate. They're a little bit different than they were in Krita. And so I just like was constantly messing around. I was trying to get the lighting to be kind of ominous, and his expression was supposed to be kind of ominous. I didn't really achieve that, I don't think, at all. Hence why the background ends up being really pink, really purple. The whole point of this drawing was that I always draw him looking really cute and really happy, and Jace is more of a mysterious character than that, and he's a little bit grayer than that morally, and so I didn't really want this art to be like unreflective of who he really is. So I was like, I'm gonna draw him in an ominous pose for once, and I had so much trouble with this background too, because it just wasn't ominous enough, and I tried literally every brush, as you can see, so many of them, and I had no idea what to do. I wasn't really a background person before Procreate, and I guess I'm still not always, but sometimes I am. And then I think a couple days actually passed. Again, this is from like last June, so forgive me if I get the details wrong, but I'm pretty sure a couple days passed with it looking like it looks now. And then I came back and I decided to like go in and do the details on his shirt. I always get bored around the time I finish the skin and the hair, because that's like all that I care about. It's like all that's fun for me to draw. I really wish I had brain cells to make his shirt not look like that, but I guess I just didn't at the time. Like, I know that's not how folds work. I don't really think I thought that was how folds worked at the time, but I just like did not care. But now I can see like 5 ways to fix that, and it's like bothering me so much, but oh well. At least it shows that I've mentally improved since then. I kept trying to put textures on his shirt because it just seemed like way too blank and empty to me, and it is like a big portion of the piece. Like, it takes up the whole lower quadrant to a degree. This composition is not great. I was trying to do one of those close-ups where like it's like at a weird angle and it's like kind of a close-up of their face, but I didn't achieve that at all. I still can't really do those, so you know, it is what it is in that aspect. It is what it is. Now I'm going in and refining everything, refining the shadow. I actually posted this in 2 versions, with one just being the like lighter colored pastel cute kawaii version, and the other version has this like shadow over top of it and it's a little darker. I darkened the background too much, I think, at this point. Maybe I'll change it. I don't remember what I did anymore. So because I was going for this kind of ominous aura, I tried to put I tried to make the lighting look like night lighting and give him kind of a rim light from behind. And then I went in and was trying all of these different background options because I didn't have any it was like no thoughts, head empty, okay? Like, I didn't have any brain ability to try to think of a real background, so I was just going through the different like interesting, oh no, and the polygon's back. I don't know what I was thinking with that shape, but it's so bad. But anyway, after trying all of these different Procreate brushes and trying to go for this, again, kind of ominous, kind of dark aura, not dark because this is very much not a dark piece, but like kind of ominous, I ended up going with pink fluffy clouds instead, like, you know, as you do, but they just looked so cute. I was like, ah. So yeah, we did that. They're ominous clouds, okay? Like, they're ominous. Alright, next, I started just refining details on the shadow. So I went in and very carefully outlined the shadow to be more where I wanted it to be. And then I moved on to adjusting the color of the shadow. I wanted to make sure that it was the right shade of blue and that the color was dark enough. And so I adjusted the opacity for that a little bit, and I made sure that the rim light effect that I was going for was correctly lighting him in the way that I thought that it should. Then I sat and made sure that the lighting looked how I wanted it to look, and that's a really long-winded way of saying that I toggled the overlay on and off to see if I wanted to keep it on the original piece and have that be the piece, or if I wanted to just have it be bright and happy and fun all the way around. I eventually decided that I was gonna just put it on Instagram in 2 forms, and when I decided that, I decided to darken the background quite a bit. I ended up darkening it a lot, but I think it worked out in the end because I posted both versions. So in one version you could see the background, and in one version you kind of couldn't. I also went in and blended all of the clouds with a little bit more purple, just because I didn't really like the texture that the cloud brush was giving. I thought it looked fine to just use the cloud brush, but I thought it looked a little bit more natural to go in and kind of blur some cloud shapes over top of the cloud brush shapes. And I ended up really liking how that looked, so I'm glad that I did it. It was kind of a fun part of the process. Also, in case you're wondering how I got the line art to look the way that it looks, I duplicated the layer with all the line art on it and then made it like a reddish color, or more of a red, because it was already a little bit reddish. And then I put that layer on a multiply and Gaussian blurred it so that it was at the place that I wanted it to be, and then I did that again and put it on overlay and then Gaussian blurred it again. Okay, time to look at some older art. This is the first anything that I did in Procreate. It's Oz from Pandora Hearts. Next, I tried to do this, which at the time felt like an improvement, but now I really think is worse. But it was gonna be my profile picture for Instagram, but then I could tell it was really bad, so I redrew it, and this is that. And then I did a screen cap sketch of Adrienne Marinette from Miraculous Ladybug, and in that sketch I discovered how much I don't like the pencil brush. I had been using it to sketch the underlayers of everything else that I did so far, but while working on that I discovered that it's just not my favorite, the standard pencil brush without any edits. And after that I finally moved on to the technical pen, which is my favorite brush in Procreate. And this one was gonna be a 6 fan arts piece of the cast of 6 of Crows, because I had just read 6 of Crows for the first time last year and I loved it so much. So I was gonna be hashtag 6 fan arts, more hashtag 6 of Crows. But I had a hard time drawing them, I guess, and I just never did. So I guess if you want to see that, comment down below. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like down below so that I know that you enjoyed it, and drop a comment if you feel like you have a suggestion that I could improve something. Some suggestions or advice, if you have advice, that would be really appreciated. If you want to be notified when I'm gonna post, then you should subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll be alerted. Anyway guys, hope you have a great day, great rest of your week, and I'll see you later.